Hello guys, and welcome back to the Rising Data Analyst. Today I'll quickly show you how you could combine XLOOKUP and filter for more powerful and advanced filtering. Filtering is something that you'll probably do a lot of times when you're analyzing and maybe doing some form of automation, and it's pretty straightforward, the basic way we do filtering. So when your filter is selected, you've got this drop down on the column headers, and you're able to just filter. Okay, so let's say I want frames, gear components, and saddles, and it's just gonna filter for those values. Pretty straightforward. Alternatively, if say there's you are not here, or you have a lot and you don't want to click a lot, okay, you've got a lot of stuffs to filter on, and or you might have like hundreds of values in this column, in this category, okay. You might do something like a filter function. Okay, so with a filter function you have something like this, equals to filter. It's in Excel, and I'm using Excel the web, but you can do this on any Excel platform. So filter, this is the data set, so select it, that's your array. Okay, and what column are we filtering on? So we are filtering on this column. Okay, equals to, say I want to filter for frames. Okay, so I'll put frames in here and basic. Okay, so it allows me to filter, get everything. So similar thing with what you did with the drop down. The only difference is obviously now you've used the filter function. The drawback of the filter function is that you can only filter on one value. So whereas with the drop down you can select multiple values, but with the filter function you can only filter on one value. So in a way it's less powerful to the drop down, but with the drop down you need to be there and click the buttons, isn't it? So this solve would be, imagine if you've got all those data sets and you've got your formula set up, it will just seamlessly flow. Anyways, so let's quickly talk about XLOOKUP. So with XLOOKUP, as the name suggests, it's a lookup function. It allows you to return value based on matching columns in a table. Okay, so I'll give you a quick example. So say frames once again. I'll just quickly copy frames. I want to get the unit price of frames. Okay, so I'm just gonna say XLOOKUP, lookup frames, yeah, in the lookup array, in the return array. Okay, so look frames up in the category column, return whatever matching value in the unit price column, enter. 4.5. Why does it give me 4.5? Because that's the first match. The first match is the very one at the top, but a lot of others could be matching. Okay, so here's the limitation of XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP will return only the first match, and it will only return a single column. Okay, you could even add more conditions, like you could tell XLOOKUP to look at two different columns to match them with two different arrays or something like that, but it will only ever return one column. Okay, it will only ever return from one column. So this is the limitation. So if say you wanted to return units in stock, units on orders, reorder level, these other columns, you would need to sort of create more XLOOKUPs. Okay, you need to create more XLOOKUP formulas down this row. So looking at both filter and XLOOKUPs, you can see clearly the limitations both have. With the filters, you cannot use the filter function on more than one value. With XLOOKUP, it only returns the first match and it can only return one column. So let me show you how you can quickly combine both these functions to get something more powerful at a quicker pace. So let's say we want to filter on these three values. Okay, frames, gear components, and saddles. Okay, saddles. So we want to filter on these 3 values. Okay, so now with the regular filter you wouldn't be able to do this, okay, but watch what happens. So I'm going to put 1 1 1. Okay, so now I'm going to write my formula. Okay, so equals to filter. Okay, what am I filtering? I'm filtering this old data set. So that's my data set selected. Now the include part of the filter. This is where the XLOOKUP shines. So XLOOKUP, okay, what are we looking up? We are looking up this column, category column. What's our lookup array? Our lookup array is this. And what's our return array? This is our return array. And if it finds nothing, say 0. Close the XLOOKUP, close the filter function. Right, so basically what we are saying is that we are filtering this whole data set. Then XLOOKUP, lookup value is this column, category column. Lookup arrays. So basically in this column, the category column, look up for the frame, gear component, and saddle values, okay, and return 1. If not, return 0. So when it matches, it will return 1. When it doesn't find any of these 3 components, it's going to return 0. And enter. Now, just look at that. By returning 1, our filter function runs. So it returns 1 for frames, gear component, and saddles. What that means is that we can easily return every matching value in the data set for these values and every column. Okay, so with XLOOKUP ordinarily it would only have to return 1 column and 1 value. So now with frames we can see every value for frame and it's returned every column. You don't need to write multiple XLOOKUPs, and with the filter you can see that we've been able to filter on 3 values, not just frames. Okay, so this is how you could combine XLOOKUP and filter to get a better advanced filtering. You can use it to do even more things. Okay, so it's not just this way, you can combine both of them. Maybe next time I'll show you more examples of how this can be used. I hope you found something valuable in this video. Make sure to like, subscribe. Okay, I'll be giving more hints about things you could be doing to sort of optimize and make yourself better, especially if you're an analyst or you're working with Excel generally. A lot of people use Excel and other data tools. Okay, so please share, like, and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Ciao.